and happy Friday to everybody. And we're going to be doing our Beat the Coach weekly show. And I'm joined by Jonathan Martinez. Jonathan, how are you today?
I'm good. How are you?
Excellent. Not bad. Not bad. It's a little hot, but
Yeah.
that's okay. I wanted to once again thank everybody for tuning in and watching the telecast last week when we did the Denker, Herring, Barber, and Rockefeller qualifier events. Congratulations to all the winners. I wanted to announce also that this next Monday, so in 3 days, Jonathan and I will be doing a special first time ever show on chess.com. We're going to be Beat the World because it's on World Chess Day. So it's going to be Beat the World on World Chess Day at 5:30 Arizona time. That's Pacific Daylight Savings Time on chess.com, and it'll be at 5:30. It'll be open to adults and for kids that want to join, and we'll play anybody from anywhere. It doesn't have to be from Tucson. So if you have any friends that would like to join us, we'd love to have you. So we're going to go ahead and take a look. And Jonathan, you ready to play some games today?
I am.
All right. All right. We're going to pick somebody new. Uh, cute, cute, cloudy boa. That's like a boa. That's like a snake, right, Jonathan?
I think so.
All right. All right. So come on. Nope, not available. Let's go for a Ware Tub. I think we did play a Ware Tub last time, but I don't remember. Not 100% sure. All these names start standing a little bit. But Aware Tub, you ready to play some chess today? Waiting, waiting, waiting. And he wants to play. Good. Let's play. All right, cool. So, Jonathan, we're going to be, we're starting, and we got the D4. And what would you like to play against that today?
I don't know. Maybe D5.
D5, okay. So this is commonly referred to as the queen pawn opening, and then this move C4 is called the queen's gambit. And Jonathan, why do you think that they take? Why do you think they play this move C4? Any idea?
Um, Maybe just to strike in the center
Mm-hmm.
quickly.
Okay. And so if we were to take that pawn there, what do you think is the downside of taking that?
Well, White's going to bring out the bishop on F1 and take your pawn and develop at the same time.
Right. So if we take here, then E4 is a move, and so is E3. Okay, they're both lines, but what that and this, by the way, when we take here, this is called the Queen's Gambit accepted, and if we play this move, this is called the Queen's Gambit declined, i.e., we are not taking this pawn. We intend that if he takes us, that we want to take here. All right. So Jonathan, any ideas what Black would play here?
Not really. I'm not too familiar with this. Maybe like knight of six.
Yeah, knight of six. If you don't know what to do the first time, when you see a line, just make a good developing move, control the center. And Jonathan, in the Queen's Gambit declined, this square right here is very, very important for Black to control.
Yeah.
So we're going to go ahead and play Bishop E7. It's not the most exciting line in the world, but this E3 move, typically a little more common, would have been for White to have put his bishop out here and put his knight on C3. The downside, of course, of putting the pawn here is that the bishop is trapped, but all is not lost because White can also play B3 and bishop B2. So that's not uncommon. Okay. So we're going ahead and go in castle, and for some reason the pictures are not showing up. That's weird. Okay, so Jonathan, when you see this B3 move, what's the first thing that you see comes to your mind?
Well, it looks like he's trying to develop his bishop on that A1 H8 diagonal.
Uh-huh.
Um,
Any other ideas?
He also might be weakening his knight on c3. So maybe there's some bishop b4 ideas.
Right, but considering we just played here, I don't think we want to necessarily do that. Why don't we open up the game a little bit and do this? Um, we're gonna play c5. So basically, notice that we've castled, okay, and white has not. So white's a little farther behind in development. So I don't mind opening up the center a little quicker than I normally would. Um, so now what? What do you think white will play here, Jonathan?
Um, Probably bishop b2.
Okay. Yeah, bishop b2, I think, is a very normal line. I think he's hoping that we're going to take here so he can take with the bishop and with one move. He's kind of worried that if I play bishop here, that I'll be able to take, and if he wants to take back, he has to waste a tempo. It's not a disastrous tempo, though, so it's just one of those things. Okay. Uh-huh. So I screw. This is what happens. Let's move this over a little bit. Okay. All right. So Jonathan, now what would you play here? Now that he's played bishop d3. Do we take on c4? What do you think?
Well, if you take, he could take with the pawn, right, and not lose any tempo.
That's true.
So,
That's true. So let's go ahead and take here, and then if he takes with the pawn here, what? Okay, he did take with the pawn. So what is the target for white? Do you think here?
like black's target on white, or what? Or white's target?
Where's the target for black to attack white?
Um, Maybe d4.
Yeah, I think d4. So I think knight c6 would be a good move here, right?
Yeah.
And Jonathan, I don't think we've ever said this on the telecast before. If I were to take here and white were to take here, what are the d4 and c4 pawns called?
They're called hanging
They're
pawns.
hanging pawns. And what are hanging pawns?
It's basically two pawns that are connected together, but they aren't connected by any other pawns.
Right. And so by definition, what's the only thing that can defend hanging pawns?
Pieces, or each other.
Right, exactly. So the only thing that so if we have hanging pawns like this, the only thing that can defend these are minor pieces or queens or a rook or something like that. So by definition, that makes it weak. Now, Jonathan, if white were to castle here, what's wrong with taking on d4 twice?
They have the tactic bishop h7 check.
Right, exactly. So give the whole line for everybody that isn't following that.
Okay, so c takes d4, e takes d4, knight takes d4, knight takes d4, queen takes d4, bishop takes h7.
And the discovery is hello. Okay, so maybe he's listening to telecast and he just figured that out because he just castled. All right, now we're not. So one of the things here is, I think we should keep the tension because I think if we take here, it allows this bishop to come out, and I would prefer to punish him for playing e3 in the opening. So I think we're just going to go ahead and play b6 here. And of course, what's my follow-up move going to be?
Bishop b7.
Okay. Yeah, I think that's a good way to go. So what's white going to do here?
Sure, maybe like. Okay.
I didn't hear what you said.
No, I wasn't sure.
Okay, all right. So here, you always have to calculate and see if you've missed something here. I think we could probably get away with taking this guy, only because. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to take this out because I have audio problems. All right. So if he takes on d4, what's the difference in the calculation from last time?
Well, now the knight's blocking the bishop on d3, so there's no discovery.
Okay, so if I were to take on d4, knight takes d4, queen takes d4, knight takes f6, bishop takes f6, why doesn't he win the queen?
And he does, but you, instead of playing bishop takes f6, you could play queen takes f6.
Well, no, he could take with the bishop, right? I mean, if I take with the bishop, it's defending the queen, right?
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah. Okay. So now we got to speed up a little bit here because we're down at 24 seconds. But anyway, so now if he goes ahead and takes, we're going to take. All right. So he changed the move order. That's fine. And then if he takes here, we could take with the bishop, I suppose. Yeah, let's take with. No, we're going to take with the queen because we actually create a threat here. We have rook d8, which hits the weak bishop. Let's go ahead and play bishop b7 though. I like getting. I love this bishop on this diagonal because it bears down on the king being weak, and all that. And we're just up a solid pawn here, but we got to move fast. So now we're going after this. We're going after this bishop here. Now he's threatening to take on h7, right, Jay?
Mm-hmm.
So we can't allow that. We can't allow that trick. So we're going to move our queen over to h4. He hung a piece. So yeah, so we kind of got lucky there a little bit with the time crunch. Yeah, oops, I'm sorry. Sorry about that, Mr. Aware Tub. I know you were aware of that. Arc, sorry, that was a really bad joke. How bad a joke was that, Jonathan?
Very bad.
On a scale of 1 to 10, like, how bad was it?
It was a 0.
A 0?
Sorry.
How about negative? I thought it was like a negative number.
Maybe. It's getting there.
Okay. Well, I don't want to disappoint you or the fans.
Oh, yeah.
So, okay. So now he's going to try to go for some funny business. We're going to go ahead and give him. We're going to make it a little tricky here. I'm going to pre-move bishop c5 because it's check, and we can get away with that. And I'm going to pre-move here again, check. And then I got to be careful, huh? For perpetual. So I stopped the checkmate that he was, or not checkmate, but the pressure. But I could do control all of the dark squares enough. So he's going to have to move his queen back to defend the bishop. I'll take that queen any day. And now it's just a matter of technique, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, my mouse is really off today. So now we're just going to go ahead and push to get a queen, right?
Yep.
So now we're going to get more pieces in the game, and now we're going to grab this guy, some more stuff, and then we're going to go here, and then we're going to play e2 check next move, right?
Yep.
Okay, and we won by resignation. So yeah, we got a little lucky there that he ended up losing some material. Soft Serious Guess has been challenging me like crazy, so we're going to give Soft Serious Guess a little bit of a gander. So Jonathan, we're going to go ahead and play e4 because I know you really don't like this opening at all.
Yeah, it's really bad.
No, you have not been playing it at all your whole life. Okay,
Yep.
so now we're going to play knight f3, and if they play knight to c6 guarding the pawn, we got lots of choices. We can play the Italian, we can play the Roy Lopez, or we can play the Scotch. So which one would you like to choose?
What about the Scotch? We haven't done that yet, I don't
We haven't
think.
done the Scotch. Let's play it, baby. Let's do it. Okay, Soft Serious. Okay, so Soft Serious Guess. Now, Jonathan, you are new to this line, so I know what the move is here, but do you know what the move is here?
No, I have no idea.
Well, let's put our thinking cap on. Let's think a little harder, Jonathan. Okay, that was an inside joke, by the way. So what are the when you see something like this for the first time, where someone's basically copying what you're playing, what do you think is what goes through your mind when you see this?
Well, there's a lot of captures, so there's a lot of tension and position.
Okay.
And I don't know which to capture yet.
Okay.
If
If you had to guess right now, which move would you definitely not play?
What I definitely not play. E takes d5.
E takes D. Normally, I would say that would be a really good move, but I think that you're right. But Jonathan, what's your thinking? So if we were to take here, and then black were to take back on d5 with a queen, what's the most natural move for white there?
Knight c3.
Knight c3. But what would black play as a counterattack?
Bishop b4.
Yeah, very good. Knight c3. Black doesn't just retreat; he actually brings his bishop here. And that's the thing, is that a lot of people think bringing the queen out early, and yes, it is generally not the right thing to do, but there are exceptions to the rule. So ED I wouldn't play. I also wouldn't play DE. I don't like that either. I think bishop takes b5, or I'm sorry, bishop b5 is a good move. But my favorite capture, and I used to play this as a kid, I always took on with the knight here, and I think that it is the best move. And so basically, we're going to copy each other, and now we're gonna trade queens. And what's the advantage of trading queens?
He loses castling privileges.
Yeah, he loses castling privileges. And Jonathan, if you were white here, what would be your next, like, maybe one, two, three moves that might, like, be very aggressive?
Knight c3.
Followed by.
Um, maybe bishop c4.
Okay, but how do we take advantage? How do we take advantage of this D file here?
Bishop g5 and then castle queenside.
Aha! And it's both. And you notice that bishop g5 is check, and so is castle's queenside, because we get instant pressure on the way open, way open. That's not a chess term, way open, but it is very, very much open here. Now we have a choice. We actually can take this pawn for free if we want to. Or we can just be a little more aggressive. I like developing our pieces. I like to follow the rules, and I tell my students to follow the rules, and they need to follow the rules. If they're going to follow the rules, I got to follow them too. So now we're castling queenside here, and so now you notice that we've developed two of our pieces, and we've castled. They lost their castling privileges and only have developed one piece. Okay. Ooh, I really don't like that move. Oh, Jonathan, this is a. Let's see. Oh, all right. Put your thinking cap on. All right. I know this is gonna be this is one of the harder puzzles I've given you on ChessKid so far. What's White's best move? Okay. So explain to everyone how you're gonna think about this.
Well, I see that my bishop's hanging, but also his bishop is hanging.
Okay.
And I see that his bishop is pinned, and so that means that his bishop can't move away if
Okay.
I move my bishop away.
All right. So
And
where would you move your bishop away?
yeah, the problem is if I move it out, if I unpin his f pawn, then he can take on e5.
With what?
Get rid of the pin with his f pawn.
Right. Okay. So what does that mean then?
That means I have to play bishop h4 to keep the pin.
Okay, and then what's black forced to play if he doesn't want to lose a piece?
Then he played g5.
Okay, and then what's white going to play? Extend that analysis. Keep going. We only have 44 seconds.
I see it. Bishop g3.
Uh-huh.
And then he can't move the bishop, so he has to take on e5, and then I take with the bishop, and it forks, or it traps the rook.
Yeah, very nice analysis, Jonathan. Excellent. I'm sorry to be doing this so early in the morning for you, but that's a great analysis. Is that if g5, bishop g3, now this bishop is hanging, so pawn takes is forced. Bishop takes, and again, the bishop is still pinned, and as Jonathan said, the rook is trapped in the corner. Excellent analysis, Jonathan. Okay? Now, that's probably more analysis than we really needed to do in this position. But again, just because you're playing someone that may not necessarily see all this stuff doesn't mean that you get lazy. Okay? And just assume that everything is going to work. And now it's just a matter of technique. Now we've got him in check. This guy's here. If he takes the pawn, Jonathan, what's our next move going to be?
Knight b5.
Or?
Bishop g3.
Yes, bring the new piece into the game. Yes. Okay, so now, if the king goes to c6, what are we going to do?
Bishop b5.
Or?
don't know, anything, 94.
I think no, probably would have played rook d6. There's lots of wins there, so no harm there. Okay, so our opponent's just going to try to flag us, but we are not going to allow that to happen, are we? And Jonathan, you see the threats here.
Yeah, knight c5, knight d6,
Okay, so we got to
rook
pre-move.
d6.
We got to pre-move a little bit so we don't lose too much material and too much time. All right, so we're going to go ahead and fork him, and now we're just up a clean rook, right?
Yeah.
And so this should be good enough. I probably should have saved the knight, by the way. That was probably an error on my part. The chess gods will probably punish me for not seeing that. All right, Jonathan, where's the forced mate? Fast.
Knight a6, king, okay.
I prefer to do it as fast as possible.
Okay, rook c6. Right? Rook
Yeah,
c6.
rook c6 was mate in 2, but rook e4 was good. Okay. All right, we're going to go to the next one. Oh, we got a lot more people joining today. Alex3610, you are on. Let's go. So, Jonathan, it is your turn to pick the opening. Just kidding. It's my turn. We're going to play... All right, I'm going to play something we've never played before, and I bet you don't know the name of it. What's the name of b6? Do you know?
Wait, hold on. Isn't it like the elephant or something?
No, it's called the Owens defense.
Oh, I don't.
Yeah, so the Owens defense. This is a little bit strange in that you're not developing in the center. But if you remember last week, we also played a line in which we didn't control the center. Do you remember what that opening was called?
When it was b3 on move 1?
Or we also had another one where it was g6 and bishop g7. So this is just a little bit different. The bishop here is a little more quirky, I would say. And these lines are totally different than what you normally see in chess games. But we're just going to go ahead and develop our pieces and follow the rules. Because, Jonathan, you always follow the rules, right?
Yes, always.
Okay, good. All right, so our opponent's playing a little too fast here because, and one of the things when I was a kid, when I first saw this fianchetto of the on the queen side, is that I always forgot that this pawn was hanging. So it's really easy to drop that pawn if you're not really thinking about it. So now what? So Jonathan, what do you think of the move h3 when you see your opponent play that?
Well, I mean, it's kind of a waste of a move. I'm not sure what he's trying to do.
Right. And if that was an important move, one of the things you're supposed to use is, remember the word that starts with a P that we always use? What's that called? When you're developing your pieces?
Prioritizing?
Prioritizing, exactly. Is h3 more important than playing rook e1 or bishop f4 or bishop g5? Clearly not. So when you're playing, one of the tips we always give to people is when you're trying to decide how to develop or what to do in a position, is h3 really the most important line? Move? I don't think so. So I think it's just a wasted move. All right, so now White's going to go ahead and develop his pieces, which is normal. Now he's only down a pawn because he hung that pawn in the opening. I don't like queen e1. I'm not sure what that's up with that. Queen e2 is more typical because you'd want to be able to double on the e-file if you did want to double. But we're going to go ahead and just develop our pieces. I'm playing this move because I didn't play d5 because I don't want to block the bishop. Ooh, Jonathan, what did I possibly miss here as an opportunity? What positional move can I play that would be pretty good? It exposes the downside of playing queen e1.
Maybe take on f3?
Yeah. Even though it's my good bishop, I love messing up the guy's pawns. Okay? And what we're going to do here is we're also going to go here. And so if he takes this, okay, and again, he shouldn't because it's what I want him to play. But if he takes, I would have gotten my queen out. Now my knight can maybe go here. It can go here, or it can go here. Okay, so now look, that's interesting what he did here. Do you see what he did? You see how my pawns are on all dark squares? And Jonathan, what do we call this? Right, the white squares here. We used it last time.
Swiss
Swiss
cheese.
cheese. Okay, exactly. Do you like Swiss cheese?
Yeah, it's fine,
It's
I
okay.
guess.
Yeah, it's not bad. It's not bad. I
Cheese?
cheese. You don't like cheese?
What?
You like cheese, right?
I can't really eat cheese.
Oh, that's. Oh, I forgot. Ouch. And Jonathan, you want to share with everyone why you can't have cheese?
Because I'm lactose intolerant.
Yeah. By the way, have you ever had a frosty that you're embarrassed about?
No, I don't think so. You have the wrong guy. Sorry.
All right. So we're gonna keep going here. Now, one of the things here, Jonathan, why did I play this weird knight h5 move?
Mm,
Why did I do that?
maybe to get your queen out
And also very good.
and put the knight on f4.
Yeah. What is this called? What is this called when you have a square like this when you're blockading two potential or not potential two isolated pawns? What's that called?
I mean, it's a great square, like an outpost,
An
a hole.
outpost or a hole. Very, very good. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and play. I'm not sure which is the best one to do actually here. What do you? Which actually? This is a good question for our viewers, and I'm not even sure I know the right answer. Is it better to put the bishop on f4 or the knight? Why and why not? Explain in essay format, please.
Oh, yes. Back to school already.
Back to
Okay.
school already. Good, exactly.
Well, if you move the bishop there and he trades the bishop, then you have an unopposed knight on f4.
Right.
But if he doesn't trade, then you're going to have to trade with him. But if you do,
Well, we don't have
then
to
you
trade.
undouble his
We
pawns.
don't have to trade, though, do we?
No.
Who says we have to trade? Let's let him worry and let him fret about this. Now, he went ahead and did it, okay? So now, all of a sudden, this is the ultimate knight, okay? I would say that this knight is worth more than this rook here, okay? Because the knight is so well placed. And you see, Jonathan, what's it called? We've actually never used this in the telecast, I don't think. What's it called when you have a minor piece that the other guy doesn't? What's that called?
Minor piece. The X factor.
The X factor, or it starts with an I.
It's something. It's some imbalance.
Yeah, very good. It's the I word, imbalance, okay? And it means you have something that the other guy doesn't. This knight right here is huge. All right, now, our opponent is not even calculating, but he got lucky that this probably is not, that taking here, I mean, there's nothing wrong with it if we wanted to. You know what? We're just going to go ahead and do that. We're going to go ahead and take this guy. And if he plays king h2, we have queen h6 winning. But if king g2, we can't move the queen and save the knight. So we'll have to take his queen. He takes our queen, and then, oh, look, in the nick of time, we got knight takes f6. So everything's covered. So now up, and he made the wrong choice. So now if he had done the other one, now we are able to throw in a check, and then take the queen with the knight. So the king going to g2 would have been a much, much better move. Okay. Okay. So now he's worried, so we're going to take this good. Oh, I didn't take. I figured I pre-moved, thinking he was going to do this. Is this mate? I think it is. Okay. So Jonathan, that was very. That was good. That was good. We got to use the imbalance word, and we got to use the whole. All right. All right. So we're going to go to the next one. And let's see who else is in the queue here. God, we have a lot of people today.
Yeah.
I can't play you more than once, okay? So please don't challenge me more than once. Let's go for. I think we should go for Packerfan because I don't think Packerfan got to play last week. So we're gonna go ahead and give Packerfan a challenge. That does not look like a Green Bay Packer. I'm just saying. Maybe it's not supposed to refer to Packer. Green Bay, but that's okay. All right, Packer fan, hopefully we'll come back to you. Let's go back here. Um, my computer. Okay, let's try aerial basis. Let's go aerial basis. Would you like to play? We'll try you one more time. And not available. Okay. Gold slippery elephant. I don't think we've played gold slippery elephant before. Let's go. Gold slippery elephant. Welcome to ChessKid. And you're playing Jonathan and Robbie. And we're going to play a good game. Okay. Good luck. Okay. And Jonathan, what line would you like to play today?
Let's do the French.
The French. Okay.
Yes.
So, Jonathan, what's the purpose behind the French?
It's not. It's not like a hybrid opening where you don't control the center at all, but you basically play e6, d5 to control the center.
Yeah, it's just a different way of playing. E6 controls this square. Okay. Okay. And if I had played e5 on move 1, it would have controlled d4. So there's nothing wrong with it. And so, Jonathan, you said the follow-up was d5.
Yeah.
Okay. And then most kids automatically take here because that's what they always do. But really, the best move is not to take and actually to bring your knight out, because black actually wants you. Black actually wants you to take. And Jonathan, why does black want you to take that pawn? Do you think?
Because it opens up that c8 bishop and can get out easily.
Yeah, exactly. And see, the one downside of the French, we call this the French bishop, is it's hidden behind the pawns. Okay. So, Jonathan, our opponent is clearly not. He's playing something called the two knights variation. And so, how do you respond to this? Do you remember this?
I think I'd play knight f6 here.
All right, let's play knight f6. Let's do it. Okay. Now, if they take, it's just transposing to what would have been if he'd taken anyway. So I don't think there's a big deal there. So now, what are your okay? So our opponent is actually playing the main line, but I bet why our opponent doesn't know this, because this is kind of an unusual line. When I was a kid, I used to play the two knights variation a lot, just because it cut down on a lot of theory you had to know. But if you're going to play this line, you really got to know it. So, Jonathan, okay, so our opponent plays bishop b5, not necessarily the best move. Let's go ahead and take some center control. Jonathan, is this White's good bishop, or compared to this bishop? Which one's better, the light squared bishop or the dark squared bishop?
For white, it's going to be the light squared bishop.
Is the good one, right?
Yeah.
All right, and tell everybody. I don't think we've covered this on ChessKid for a long time. How do you tell which is your good bishop and which is your bad bishop?
It depends on your center pawns. So if your center pawns are on dark squares, then your dark square bishop is your bad bishop, and if they're on light squares, then your light square bishop is your bad bishop.
Right, and so when we're talking here, that's the center pawn we're talking about, which means this is the bad bishop because it's on the same color. Okay.
Yeah.
This was the better of the two bishops. Okay. So again, this isn't terrible for white. It's just good develop. It's just another way of playing it. It's just that white doesn't really know all the theory here, but it definitely is. I mean, white's doing the right thing. He's been developing pieces. He's castled. He's followed all the rules. In fact, of all the games we've looked at so far today, Jonathan, I think that that white has followed the rules the best so far. So now, Jonathan, do you see an opportunity here for black?
Maybe black could. Maybe you could play like d4.
Okay, that's possible. What else? Let's be more direct. Let's actually create some threats here.
Maybe f6.
No. We want to create. We want to take advantage of something. So, Jonathan, when he played this last move, knight e2,
Yeah.
the knight on c3 was actually more active. What's the downside of putting the knight on e2? It prevents the rook from going to e1 and getting some pressure. So to me, black actually can just win a pawn here for free. I don't see a way for white to defend this. Okay, so one of the things you want to do is this is what I would consider. I wouldn't consider it a weakness per se, but it is definitely a target. Okay, what Jonathan was trying to do was trying to open up the game, which if Queen C7 wasn't there, I don't think would be a terrible move, because he could then take with the queen and he could put his bishop on D6 and get some good play. Yeah. So anyway, I think Queen C7 is a good move, and now White's going to have a hard time finding what to do here, because now it just drops a pawn. And Jonathan, real quick for the viewers, what happens if Bishop F4? Any idea? Up, and that's what he did.
Bishop D6. Or you could also take on F3.
Yeah, taking on F3 is better because it's
check.
It's check, exactly. And so he can't take our queen because he's in check. And so now when he takes back, what's the best move for black?
I'm just moving the queen, or playing Bishop D6, I guess.
Bishop D6. Okay. And then just playing Bishop D6. Again, we're trading off material, and now you start to see these very, very weak pawns here. These are what are the doubled F pawns called, Jonathan? What's the term?
What's the term? I don't know. They're double isolated pawns.
Double isolated pawns. And why are they double isolated? What's the definition of an isolated pawn?
It's when they're doubled and they don't have any pawns that can defend them on either side.
Right. Yeah, doubled isolated, meaning the isolated part is there's no pawn here or here, and there's no pawn here or here, and so these guys are like sitting ducks. Okay. So now we're going to go ahead and take this guy because we are up a pawn. Okay. And now it's just a matter of technique. So Jonathan, show your technique.
I'm not good at technique. Okay, let's see.
Yes, you are. Don't sell yourself short.
Okay, let's do, I don't know, rook FD8.
Okay. What's your plan?
Well, first I gotta get all my pieces out, because there's no point in like trying to win with no pieces, right?
Right. I think we're gonna try RAC8 first. We're gonna try to open things up. I'm not sure I necessarily see the value of playing knight. Well, I'm not sure why they did that, but okay. But anyway, the rook on C8 I wanted to play because C4 threatened to open up the position, and then if he had pushed by, I would have pushed again, I think. All right, so now it's just a matter of technique, and now we're attacking the rook, okay? And so he's going to move his rook, and we're going to challenge wherever he goes. I'm going to challenge on the same file. And why are we doing that, Jonathan? We want to trade, right?
Yeah, because you're winning, right? So just trading pieces is good.
Okay, so now we're up a clean piece here. Notice that the king cannot get out, okay? So now that automatically triggers some tactics in the position, okay? So now what? All right, well, I'm going to go ahead and put a rook on the 7th rank. Rooks on the 7th rank are fantastic because look at all the things they control. These are all squares that are all in the enemy territory, okay? And so if you can have your rook on the 7th rank, it's very, very active. And Jonathan, what's better than one rook on the 7th?
2.
Huh?
2.
2 rooks on the 7th, exactly. Okay? So here, so he's going to play there. And then he should try rook d1, try one more cheapo, because that would be threatening a back rank, right?
Yeah.
And so Jonathan, what do we have to do?
I think we're gonna have to play h6 here.
h6, g6, f6, king f8, all good. Let's go here. Oh, pre-move that. Look at that.
What if you played rook e8?
Huh?
What if you had played rook e8 to stop it?
Then we wouldn't. Yeah, that would have been interesting. Sorry, Mr. Slippery Elephant. You are definitely slippery because you tried to checkmate us, and we'll remember that for next time. Okay, good try. Very good try. All right, let's go to Steady Peach. He's definitely someone we play on quite a regular basis. Steady Peach, you are on. Accept if you want to accept. Okay, I guess we're going to go to Frozen Earthquake is going over a game, it looks like. So let's go for, Greasy Aluminum, 1800. Let's go. Greasy Aluminum, will you accept our challenge or not? How greasy are you? How about Greasy Carbon? How about that? I think they need to go through the whole periodic table, Jonathan.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah. Greasy Aluminum, you are not accepting our challenge? Dang. Okay. Greasy Aluminum, come back for us. Come back. Okay. Let's go to who are we going to go to? Ivory Oat. I love the picture. Ivory. Ivory. Oh, Ivory. Everyone must be busy. Let's go for Joseph Basis. Okay. I don't think we played Joseph Basis. Let's try one more time.
I don't think so.
Nope. Okay. Let's go to the. We can give Greasy Aluminum another chance. I have it on good authority. Greasy Aluminum is probably slurping on a juice drink as we speak. I don't know it's true. I'm just guessing. Okay, let's go for. Did we do the cute cloudy boa yet?
Yeah, I think you tried, but they didn't accept at the beginning.
All right, cute cloudy. Let's try it. Okay. And did we play Frozen Earthquake yet?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. All right. So I know what we're gonna do.
Okay.
Jonathan, for the first time ever on Beat the Coach, the coaches will be dueling. Okay. So Jonathan, we're gonna have the very first time we've ever played on ChessKid. So let's bring it.
Okay.
So let's see how you handle the very fearful and very intimidating
Oh.
B3.
There.
Yes.
Oh.
As Jonathan's coach, I can tell you I've never shown him anything against B3. So he will be completely making this up on his own. So this will be a good opportunity for us to talk through the game a little bit. Okay? And so now we're attacking this pawn on E5, and Jonathan did not let me win it. That was very rude of you. Okay?
No, I'm so sorry.
Very. All right, so now Jonathan is playing two very aggressive moves that controls the center. White really isn't really challenging the center because he's kept his pawns back. But there actually, believe it or not, Jonathan, there is some theory here.
I believe it.
Shocking, right? So, Jonathan, what's my threat?
Well, you're gonna take on C6 and take on E5, or just take on E5 right away. So.
Right, exactly. Okay. So we're taking advantage of this pin being here. And now Jonathan's going to have to put that thinking cap on. I know it's so early in the morning. And, you know, it's a
really
Friday.
Early.
It's Friday. You're looking forward to the weekend. But let's figure out what's the best way for Black to defend that E5 pawn. So, what's your thinking process here?
Well, I wanted to play Queen E7, but I think it's too passive, so now I'm thinking about playing Bishop G4.
Okay, and if Bishop G4, what am I going to play?
Probably H3.
Okay, and that'll force you to play what?
I might have to take.
Yeah, you'd have to take. And of course, now you're giving me the two bishops, right?
Yeah.
So I don't think bishop g4 is very good. Uh, I think your best move is queen e7.
Yeah.
Queen e7. I don't think it's that passive. I don't think it's that bad. So now what we're going to have to decide is white going to play d4? Okay. Um, I'm going to go ahead and play d4. We're going to be consistent here. And um, and of course, if he takes, I'm going to take with the knight, and you would be dead meat. Can you tell the viewers why?
Because that pin on c6 is bad.
Okay, that's not the only reason. What else?
Yes.
And, but that is not the reason you lose.
Well, you're gonna take on c6 with the knight and then bishop g7.
Aha, we got this guy. So Jonathan's got to be very careful about playing that move. So
Hmm.
what are the other options here?
I have to do this.
Yeah, I think that's the only move. I think it's a good call on your part. And now I'm actually going to play an aggressive move. Okay? And I'm going to try not to disturb Jonathan because I know we don't have a ton of time. There's not a big increment on this, but
Yes.
now
I
for those
don't.
of you that are just tuning in late while Jonathan thinks and playing, uh, remember that if you do want to play us right now, we're available to play. Just be ready when we challenge you, and also just make sure that you guys know about the event that's happening on Monday at 5:30 Arizona time, Pacific Daylight Savings Time. Um, we're going to be playing Beat the World on World Chess Day. Monday is World Chess Day, so in honor, we're going to do for the first time, we're going to do a show that day. All right. So we're gonna go ahead. I'm gonna go ahead and take this guy, and then we're gonna play a little aggressively here. Now Jonathan's gonna have some tough decisions to make here, and I'm gonna see how he handles those. Yeah, knight f6 I think is the best move. Just to if Jonathan had not done that, if he had taken here, okay, um, we would have played d5, and that would have been a absolutely devastating pin on that c6 knight. Okay, so Jonathan defended correctly by defending this pawn here, and now I'm going to give him a really hard move to try to figure out, and we're going to try to make it a little. Actually, let me think about this. I don't know what I'm going to play here. Who,
I think
who,
you can just move the bishop.
who am I imitating, Jonathan?
Someone by the name of Angus.
Angus. That's his nickname. That's not his real name in real life. I don't know many people named Angus. Do you?
I don't think I know anyone named Angus.
Yeah, I think there's a novel or something where Angus is one of the main characters, but I just don't know. Maybe it's in the legal journal that I read or something like that talks about it or something. I think there's a guy named Angus Dovington or Dustington or something. Anyway, okay.
Angus.
All right, so you're getting a little bit low on time, so we got to go a little faster here. Okay, I think Jonathan actually played the best move in that. What was happening here was I was threatening to take and win a piece, and also when I get rid of this guy, this means this e4 pawn is that much weaker. Okay, so Jonathan defended by being active. Okay, and that's one thing I want to make sure that everybody understands is that you don't just have to defend a piece all the time by guarding it. You can guard by being active, and that in effect does actually Jonathan did two things with that move. Number one, he pinned this knight. Okay, so first of all, this knight is not really attacking these two center pawns.
Yeah.
Okay, so the question is, what do I do here? Do I get the two bishops? Do I not? I'm going to go ahead and take. Okay, and Jonathan's going to take back, and I'm going to defend my knight so I don't lose material. And then Jonathan's going to have to play, and He's getting a little low on time, and so am I. So we may not be doing too much talking here.
Yeah.
I know Jonathan is a big talker. He loves
Yeah,
talking.
I always talk during my
I just,
games.
and especially during chess club, I can't get him to be quiet
Oh, yeah.
all the time. Golly, it's
You're
like someone.
pretty rowdy.
I know it's rowdy. Rowdy is not even a strong enough term. Jeez.
Oh, God.
Oh jeez. Oh jeez. All
Oh,
right.
gee.
Oh jeez. Okay. Okay. So, what are we gonna play here? I could play a tricky move here,
No.
but I have to do some calculating first to make sure it's good. Um. Mm, let's play. I'm gonna defend my stupid rook. I really don't want to. I really want to play the move d5. I think that's an exciting move. In Bughouse, I would play that in 2 seconds because I love to open up this diagonal here. But if d5, bishop takes c1, pawn takes knight, queen takes queen, rook takes, this bishop is hanging, which forces the bishop to come here. I can grab here, and I can probably go here, and that probably actually is winning. I think that's good enough. All right, Jonathan, let's bring it. Let's bring it. Bring
Okay.
it.
And now what do I do?
Yeah, yeah.
Big question.
Good question.
Hmm.
Yummy. Let's go for it.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yes, Jonathan did not play the inferior rook b8. He actually is being aggressive here. Okay, and so now I have to decide what I'm going to do. I wonder if I'm going to regret my decision to do this. I'm going to go rook f1. Not because I'm trying to be as passive as possible, but I know that Jonathan does have to worry about this bishop there. I actually had a very interesting move I could have tried last turn. Okay, yeah, bishop there defends that. Okay, so I'm gonna. Oh my God, I gotta go. Okay.
Yes, yes, yes.
I will say this is a tough position for Jonathan to defend. I'm not gonna lie, this is not easy at all. Oh, I gotta move, don't I? Ha. Oh, you dirty rat.
I don't know where I'm going.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my God. No. Uh,
I think I messed up.
uh, uh, man, I'm gonna lose.
Oh my gosh, that was so lucky on my part. You were just being nice to me.
No.
You just didn't want to be mean to your coach.
Yeah.
Oh my God! I hung my rook again. That was terrible.
What am I doing?
This is. I'm sorry, but the kids must think we're the worst chess players ever.
Yeah, this is
This
so
is
bad.
so bad.
Oh my lord.
Oh my gosh, this is so bad.
Oh
This is horrendous.
my god, okay.
That was
That's
the
so sad. What
that
even
was
was
that
that?
was terrible. Well, I didn't
That
realize how
just,
fast that increment was. All right, we're gonna go back to.
that was so bad.
That's definitely one for the ages. That's one for the ages. Okay, let's see if we can get let's see if we can get some more games in. Oh my gosh! You know, to quote a very famous person, I just want to play some games.
Mm-hmm.
Where is Mr. Logan?
I don't
Okay,
know.
all right, let's go to the leaping fireman with such a cute white dog. No, he doesn't want to play. Look at all these people. Oh,
No.
oh,
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 there's somebody there.
oh my gosh. This could be epic. This absolutely could be epic. Oh, they accepted? Are you kidding me? This is called the Grobs opening. Jonathan, have you ever seen such an opening before?
Yes, someone's played that against me. I think
Really?
you know who it is too.
Really? Who was it?
Fred Duran.
Oh, Fred Duran played it. Fred is a local that lives in Tucson. He's an adult. He's been playing chess forever, just like me, which means we're both really, really old. All right. So,
Oh, this is scary.
Jonathan, what's going on here? Why is White not developing their pieces?
I have no idea.
Hmm. I think you're gonna have a talk with Catalina Renee about this. All right, we're gonna go ahead and grab this pawn here, okay? And it's probably a sacrifice, but we have to be careful. Oh no, oh no, Jonathan, what move would you play here? If you were trying to be really mean to this person,
I'd play
you
E5.
would play e5. Yes, we're gonna play e5. Okay, and then
No, that's so mean.
let's see what. Well, you suggested the move, not me.
No, you said what's the
I did
movie?
not. I said nothing of the sort. And
Uh,
no, Jonathan, what move would you play here?
Queen G5.
No, I think you're mouse slipping in your head. Okay,
Yeah.
I think what he meant to say was Queen H4, which is a checkmate. Catalina Renee, we know exactly who this is, and we thank you for doing this. And you made Jonathan, who you're related to, very very happy. And you can grab his cheeks later because I want to know, Catalina Renee, I want you to know something, that there is a new nickname for Jonathan that
No.
he's never heard of before,
Oh God.
he's called
I don't want to hear it. Just no.
Snazzy J.
Why was that?
Snazzy J.
Mm.
Snazzy J is officially a new nickname that for J Mart. So if you guys see him in real life, just call him Snazzy J or J Snazzy. I don't care. You can try either one, but I think it's going to be really good. So, all right, Steady Peach, let's go. We're going to give you a chance to play, and Steady Peach cannot play. Greasy Aluminum, we're going to try you again. And Greasy Aluminum is not available. Please leave a message. Okay, let's go for Frozen Earthquake. Let's do it. Frozen Earthquake, you are on. Let's go. Come on. You just challenged me and then it disappeared. There you go. Frozen Earthquake, how are you? Hi, Frozen Earthquake, how are you? Good luck. And we're gonna give you a shout out right back. Good luck. All right, Frozen Earthquake, which is better than I guess, a real earthquake. Okay, so we're gonna take this, Jonathan. What is this opening called? Do you know?
This is the
Without
Danish, I
it
think.
is. It's called the Danish Gambit and stuff. And so the idea behind the Danish Gambit is you're going to, well, first of all, Jonathan, tell everybody what a gambit is.
Wait, what? What a gambit is? It's when you
What is a
sacrifice.
gambit in chess?
It's when you sacrifice usually a pawn to gain an advantage, usually a development advantage in the opening.
And usually space, right?
Yeah.
All right. So you know what? We're gonna go into the dragon's lair here. We're gonna take that pawn. Okay. There's a very famous saying in chess: is the best way to defeat a gambit is to accept it. Okay. When I was a kid, I used to play something called the Smith-Morra Gambit, and I also played the Goring Gambit. Okay. And actually, because White just played knight here, and if I play here, guess what? Watch the name of the opening. It should change to the Goring Gambit on your screen. Watch. And it did. And Goring is named after a German guy, I believe, who played this. And I have a German book that when I was a kid, this is how I learned the Goring Gambit, was I had to read German notation, which, let me tell you, is totally different than U.S. chess notation. So, yeah, so he's now switching into a line that I used to play as a kid. So this is great. All right, so bishop c4, that's a good move. And we're going to go ahead and play knight f6 here. And Jonathan, what's one of the things that you can't do too much if you're accepting a gambit? What's one of the worst things you can do?
Play passively.
Yeah, well, play passively, or even worse, because when I used to play the Goring, don't get greedy. In other words, I always gave my opponents a really tough game when they were getting greedy with me, and so now, for example, being very very greedy and not very smart chess player, Jonathan, what's wrong with taking on e4 or taking on c3 and then taking on e4? What's wrong with that?
He has rook e1.
Yeah, rook e1, or yeah, that's good. And also queen d5 is very strong. I mean, literally everything is good against that. So the key is don't be greedy. Follow the rules, develop your pieces, castle. Follow the rules, be a cow. That's a line I coined a long time ago for my students is be a cow. Just follow the rules. It's okay. Okay, just follow the rest of the herd, and then you won't get in trouble, or you have a better chance of not getting in trouble. So basically, what White did here is White sacrificed a pawn in order to get some space. Now, Jonathan, you can already tell what I think of the move a3.
You think the move a3 is
What do I think of that move?
it's a very bad move.
Okay, and why is that?
Uh, because it's not prioritizing development.
Yeah, it's not prioritizing, and also I hate it when people attack a piece that is already pinning something, because you know I'm going to take this anyway. So basically, again, what you've done by playing the move a3 is you've lost a tempo in the opening. Okay, so make sure you guys are careful about doing that when you play, because it's an easy thing to make a mistake on. All right, we're going to go ahead and complete our development. And Jonathan, do you see some tactical, or I wouldn't say that tactical, but some ideas that Black has here after playing
Yeah,
before?
there might be 95
I
ideas.
think 95 would be a good move. Now, he pinned us, which is a good move. But we're going to go ahead and go here. Okay? And Jonathan, what do you think White's best move is here?
Bishop e2. Yeah.
Good. He breaks the pin. G5 is a little bit dicey, so I'm going to go ahead and take this guy. I know this might look a little strange, but this is one of the downsides of playing it this way, is it's harder to break this pin. And I've seen in working with kids over the years is it's very intimidating to deal with this pin, but in reality it's not that bad. Jonathan, what's one really easy way to get rid of that pin? Any idea?
I mean, you could just play g5.
Yeah, but we don't like that. That weakens our king. Although I think it's completely
Right.
fine here, but
You could play knight g6.
knight g6 breaks the pin. Yes. I'm going to go ahead and play queen e7 because I'm not too worried. I think I can play knight g6 anytime I want to, but I would actually prefer to keep my knight here in the center, and I might try queen e6 or something to try to number one, break the pin, okay, but sort of make white's bishop not, worth it to be there anymore. All right, so he retreated on his own, and that's our cue to do that. And then I'm going to play this move, knight to d7. Jonathan, why do you think knight d7 is a good move here?
So you can put your knight on the central e5 square.
Yeah, or I could put it on c5. But yeah, I
Yeah.
think knight e5 is not a bad move. But again, just because the knight can go here doesn't mean you automatically do it. Because one of the downsides, people always forget this, when you blockade something like this, you are blocking everything else that's in this way. So I kind of like the idea of being able to play rook e8 and being able to okay, so he's trying for that trick, so we're going to do this. But I do like the idea of playing this move and making white worry about how he's going to defend this, because still not convinced that knight c5 may not be a good way to maybe go after the pawn. So I think there's lots of possibilities here. So Jonathan, what can white do here? I mean, do you see anything promising for him?
Well, he has a bishop versus knight, but that bishop is really inactive.
Okay. So if that e5 square is so good, what could white maybe do to try to make it a little bit more of his square as opposed to someone else's?
I mean, you could just trade on e5.
Yeah, but we don't want to lose. We don't want to do that. We want to take advantage of our imbalance. Remember, we learned that word today for everybody.
Yeah. Maybe try to get f4 in.
Yeah, maybe f4 might be an idea. Although I think playing f4 without the knight in this, if you could play f4 here, maybe it'd be okay. But I think what you're going to want to do is if black plays the move knight e5 at some point, if you can play f4 with tempo, then I think we're talking. Then we're good. All right, we're going to go ahead and bring our rook over. And our opponent probably will double, yeah. And now Jonathan, what's my little sneaky idea behind putting the queen on e6? Where am I going?
Gonna go to, I don't know, maybe, I think you might have gone to c4.
Yeah, I'm actually going to go to b3. We're going to attack these isolated pawns. And isolated pawns are weak because they're not guarded by pawns, right? Okay?
Yes.
And so now white has to kind of defend. So he defended. That was actually an active way to defend. That's a good move. And now I can't take this, of course, because the rook is there. So I got to move my queen back to a4. All right? And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to come back to c6. And then we're on this guy. And I might play knight c5 at some point. But you see how black's pieces, black doesn't really have a lot of weaknesses. The only weaknesses he has are the light squares. And Jonathan, why are the white squares not that weak, really, in this position?
Because he doesn't have a light squared bishop, too.
Right. He doesn't have a light squared bishop, exactly. So with the dark squared bishop, and so my pawns being on dark squares are kind of effectively messing this up. Now, white would love to play e5 at some point. I just don't see it happening. So I'm going to play f6 here because I know that looks a little bit weakening, but I want to make sure this pawn never goes to e5. All right. No, Jonathan, king f2 is a recipe for disaster, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think it is. I think that the king going out to f2 does not help you. If anything, I would have played king h1, actually. Yeah, so yeah, they end up going backwards. All right, we're going to go knight e5, Jonathan. If he takes, are we going to take with the d pawn, the f pawn, or the rook? And answer quickly.
Rook.
Okay. And where might the rook go next?
Maybe a5? Or c5?
Yeah, I think c5. Here we have a target now. And then if the rook defends, I'm going to bring the other rook over to e8. All right, so that was a tough game. But hilarious that they came back and played a line that I used to play as a kid, and I don't think I ever taught that to you, Jonathan. But all right, we're going to try to fit one more game in because Jonathan and I played a game today, and we didn't want to mess things up. Let's go ahead and do. We're going to give. We're going to try to give a game to the. We're going to go with Greasy Aluminum one more time. And if Greasy doesn't accept, then we're going to go to the Vibrant Grape. And I'm wondering, where's the carrot? Where's Strong Carrot?
Yeah, they just didn't show up.
Vibrant Grape. Would you like to play today? Apparently not. All right, we're going to try one more person. The next person who challenges us gets to play. So we'll wait for that game or that challenge.
Okay.
The next person to challenge us gets to play. So, because we're not having luck accepting people here. Frozen Earthquake. Oh, and then he went away again. He keeps challenging us and going away. That's really weird. We can try the Purple Child. We can try Emily. No, Emily's playing. Well, Jonathan. All right, Frozen Earthquake. This is the last game we're playing today. If you guys are tuning in late, just one more shout out, little plug for Monday. We are doing a Beat the World on World Chess Day. Beat the World on World Chess Day, and that's going to be on Monday at 5:30 Arizona time. Arizona time, that means 5:30 p.m.
What if it was 5:30 a.m.? I don't know.
5:30 a.m. We would both lose because we'd be asleep. The good thing is we'd have to connect, though. That would be the one thing. All right, so we're going to play. This is called the Petrov defense, Jonathan, and the Petrov is kind of annoying to play against, isn't it?
Yes, it is kind of annoying.
Yeah. Okay. So this is something that kind of transposes to an exchange French, kind of.
Yeah, it looks like it.
Yeah, and I think I might have maybe shown this to you at one point, but all right. So Jonathan, what's the hard part about playing a position like this?
Well, it's not hard to like get an advantage. Like, where do you start to get play?
Yeah, but why? Why is it so hard to get an advantage?
Because there's no imbalances. There's no like.
Yeah, it's about as symmetrical as you can possibly get. How much of an advantage can White have in a position like this? Very, very hard to say. Very hard to say.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna develop our pieces. We're just gonna follow the rules. Because Jonathan told me if I didn't follow the rules, I'd be in trouble.
Yep.
Yep, that's right.
In trouble.
Okay, so we're developing our bishop. Where do you think this knight's gonna go?
Where's the knight gonna go? Which knight?
The B knight.
The D2.
Yeah, I think the knight going to D2 is good because it defends. The knights defend each other, and you can break the pin. Now he wants to trade, but you know what we're going to do? We're not going to do that because this is a trade he wants us to do, right?
Yes. Wait. Yeah.
So we're gonna go ahead and preserve the bishop, okay? And again, prophylactic chess tells us if our opponent wants something, that means that we do not want to allow that, okay? So basically keeping the pieces on the board gives us a little bit more of a pull in the position. Again, the Petrov is about as dull as you can get. Now, I definitely do not like that move, Jonathan. Again, for the second time for today, why do I not like bishop takes f3? There's two reasons, and the same two reasons apply.
Why you don't like it? Well, because they're queen out.
What was that?
Because they're queen out.
And? Well,
and what?
and what
And
else?
it gives white the two bishops.
He has the two bishops, and he's taking a pin piece that I have not attacked him with, so he lost a tempo.
Yeah.
Right? All right, we're going to play a little sneaky thing coming up. Jonathan, why is bishop f6 lose material? Or not, maybe he doesn't lose material, but it could be a little sketchy. Well, yeah. Why would bishop f6 been a little sketchy? What might have been the issue there?
Mm, maybe there's some. Oh, that's yeah. I don't like rook e8, queen takes, and then queen f5.
Right, and the hard part is if the bishop is on f6 and the queen's
I'm
here,
defended.
you can't play g6, which means my queen's coming in. I don't know that to be a forced win or anything like that, but at least it's something to consider. So here we're going to go ahead. We're not going to give black what he wants. And now, by the way, if we're able to take this bishop, that actually is a win because then we have the two bishops. I wouldn't say in a wide open position, but it's definitely not closed, right?
Yeah.
So, okay. So now black has to find a move here. I'm not a huge fan of teaching the Petrov to students when they're in the 12, 1300 level because I think it's hard for kids to play. I think a better line to play is just play normal E4, E5 stuff and just play the real lines. The main line, I don't say real lines, but they're the main lines. Because now it's, as boring as this is for white, we have a lot more knowledge than black does, right? So, okay, we're going to give him a little tickle, and we'll see what he comes up with. Jonathan, if he takes the bishop, would you take with the knight or one of the pawns?
I feel like I have a win. Don't I have like knight f6?
Did I give you a trick question?
Maybe.
Maybe. So Jonathan was definitely on the ball there. Oh, I can't believe you saw that fast. That's really great. We set up a little trick here. Jonathan said if bishop takes g3, knight f6 check, queen f6, queen h7 check, king f8, and queen h8 is mate. So this actually would be a mistake. So if you can follow along, takes, knight f6 check, queen takes f6, queen h7 check, king to f8, and queen h8. Very nice. I thought I was going to fool you today. But I did not fool you. Congratulations. Nice. Now, black doesn't have to take, but remember, black just played bishop h4. Why? So he could take. So
Yeah.
Black has to come up with a move here. Jonathan, Oh, Jonathan, here's another tactical exercise for you. What happens if knight e7?
Knight e7. Okay.
What would have happened on knight e7? There's a forced win, I think. Just visualizing it in my head.
I think knight f6, bishop takes, queen h7, king f8, queen h8, knight g8, bishop h7.
Yeah, beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, black actually found the only defense. Very nice, frozen earthquake.
Yeah.
You're getting a good move from me, and I almost never say that on this. Usually I forget to give quotes and stuff, but or to chat comments. So actually, where do we move the queen here, Jay?
I feel like there's something else. Bishop h4 idea.
Uh huh. So
Because
bishop h4. If he takes our queen, we take his queen. He takes our knight. I think we lose actually.
the knight. Oh yeah, he takes the knight.
Yeah, I think that tactic we actually lose that one. But what's the downside of playing the move g6, Jay? For everybody that's listening, what's the problem?
It weakens the dark squares.
Yeah, and not only does it weaken the dark squares, but it weakens the dark squares after black has sort of resigned himself to having to trade bishops. So
Yeah.
I think Queen F4 is a good move here. I think this is a very strong move because now if he takes, by the way, we didn't even talk about this, but FG looks a little inviting with the idea of getting the rook on this file. Normally you capture towards the center, right?
Mm-hmm.
When they do this, but now Black has some problems because he has to defend the bishop on H4 and he also has to defend the pawn on H6. And so the only way he's going to be able to do that is by trading once. But the problem is that once this bishop disappears, um, and in fact, Jonathan, if he takes on G3, what would we play? Oh wow!
Takes on G3. We play knight F6.
And what's your analysis? If the king goes to G7, what happens?
Then I take on E8 with check.
And if he goes to H8 instead?
Then I take on H6.
Uh huh. Good. Exactly. So yeah, this is interesting. And if King F8, obviously Queen H6 is mate too. So yeah, this is a dirty little trick. And what this shows you, what shows that you guys, everyone who's watching, is just one little weakness of this square here in the dark squares, combined with the fact that you lose your bishop on G3 is the real problem.
Yeah.
And now black's just dead here. Yeah, because in fact, even in this position, oops, hit the home key. Even in that position, the bishop was trapped on G3. So, all right, I want to thank everybody for tuning in. I want to thank Jonathan Martinez. He pulled out some really nice tactical combinations today, and had some really good attacking ideas. And so, kudos to you, Jonathan, once again for doing this. And did you what Jonathan? What were your takeaways from today that you could maybe give a little quick summary as to what the kids learned?
Okay, first thing I think is that you have to notice the imbalances in your position and take advantage of those.
And so, what's an example of an imbalance?
Like bishop versus knight, being up material or being down material, or having more space versus them having less space.
Uh huh.
King safety, if you have more king safety versus their less king safety.
Great.
So all those factors you have to notice, and you have to use those to your advantage to get an advantage.
All right, that's great. Those are all really good comments. And the last thing I want to say is that the shameless plug of the week or the month is that not this weekend, but the following, not this next week, but the following week, I am running I'm the organizer of the National Chess Camp, and I'm going to be running that online on Zoom, and assisting me with that will be the Assistant Director Michelle Martinez, who will be helping coordinate the Zoom stuff so I don't completely screw it up, because there's a really good chance that I would. And the camp is July 27th through the 30th. It's Monday through Thursday. And the camp, you can register it at eventsforchess.com, and you can find information for the camp as well at nationalchesscamp.org. And we do have normally we have a group, or not normally, we do have a group for those in the 1,000, 1,100 level, even the 900 level. So if you're looking for a 4-day intensive chess camp that's coached by some of the top grandmasters in the country, I will be having, there'll be at least 2 or 3 grandmasters teaching, and so I'd encourage you guys to check out the camp. The camp link is also in the chat window, and we'll be announcing this also in the Beat the World match that we're going to be having on Monday. So again, nationalchesscamp.org. You can register at eventsforchess.com, and Jonathan will be attending that camp because he'll be in the top group, and so it's a very strong camp. And again, we want to thank everybody for attending that in the past. And I want to give another shout out to Jonathan for just doing excellent work. Jonathan, we, as people may not know, we don't plan any of what we're going to say online. When I ask him
Yeah.
questions, these are completely his thoughts. So I'm putting him on the spot, and sometimes he gets the answers right, and sometimes he doesn't get the answers right. But that's part of learning. So I want to give a wonderful shout out to Jonathan Martinez once again, and thank you to the Southern Arizona Chess Association for having this event. And just remember, there are weekly events on ChessKid for SACA on Tuesdays and Thursday mornings, as well as there's a Thursday night blitz for adults and for kids. I just played in that last night. I was able to win that, which was pretty cool. Um, and I got very lucky in my game with Jonathan today because we each decided to hang our pieces multiple times in time pressure
Yeah.
with the increment and stuff. But again, thanks to everybody for tuning in today, and we will see you on Monday, 5:30 Arizona time, and of course we'll still have Beat the Coach session next week at the usual time, Friday at 11 o'clock. Thank you, everybody, and thank you, Jonathan, once again. Thanks, Jay.
No
Or
problem.
should I say, Snazzy Jay,
Oh yeah.
or Jay Snazzy, okay? All right. Thanks, guys.